Thank you, Chairman. And I agree with the basic sentiments that Monsieur Desir has outlined. But, of course, any suggestion that corporate social responsibility should be a voluntary choice for companies, that's where the whole debate would fall down. The aim of the major corporations, for example, based in Europe and operating in other countries outside of Europe, is profit maximisation. And social responsibility is often in conflict with profit maximisation. And that's where the difficulty arises. Now, Mr. Kaspari, in his contribution, referred to some mild problems of the last 10 years in the financial sphere. In fact, what we had was rampant speculation and profiteering by major financial institutions and some of the allegedly most prestigious banks internationally. And the result of that, of course, was to destroy the livelihoods of millions of people, tens of millions of people, in fact, throughout the world. So the idea that we can rely on these entities or others to be socially responsible is a pipe dream. Now, I outlined in this committee before the practices of certain Western-based multinationals, notably major computer companies, of subcontracting work to Chinese factories where grotesque exploitation of workers took place. And I'd like to refer to a new report by Irish Christian Aid concerning transfer pricing and the manipulation of the taxation regimes whereby profits made, for example, in Africa, are declared in countries in Europe with low tax regimes, notably Ireland, thus losing massive funding to the public funds of countries in Africa. And they took 6 African countries, with which Ireland has 8 programmes, including the poorest of the poor, and found that between 2005 and 2007, €82 million was lost because companies declare profits made in those countries elsewhere. And in Vietnam, their study showed a stunning €365 million lost through manipulation of taxation regimes by transnational corporations. Now, do we expect that they will voluntarily give up these sources of profits? And then somebody referred to putting the onus on consumers in the European Union in regard to what they purchase. Now, that's a total cop-out. Hard-working people in the European Union, the majority of whom certainly are socially concerned, but when you go into a shop to buy clothes or something, you cannot possibly know whether the origin of that was exploitative or not. So it's just a cop-out to say it's up to the consumers to decide. There has to be compulsion, Chairman, and that's what needs to become the transnationals must be compelled to comply, and there must be absolutely foolproof compulsion. Effective trade union organisation in the countries in which they source their product and in which they carry out some manufacturing should be a must to ensure that workers are not exploited and get their rights. That's an absolute. In regard to environmental destruction, which is a major problem, local communities which frequently come to members of the European Parliament from Latin America and elsewhere with documentary evidence and proof from their own lives of the damage that's been done, there should be mechanisms by which they are heard automatically and that their problems can come immediately to the surface and be dealt with rather than being forced just with very few resources to try and take on the might of some of these major corporations. So that's my view on it, Chairman. Let's not fool ourselves in thinking that these companies are going to accept voluntarily, what we would regard as social responsibilities.
Thank you.